those things can be put in place right away to cultivate an environment of care.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to what you said a minute ago. Those are incredible examples. When you say, well, I don't have time, or I can't make time for that in my practice. I would say if your practice schedule is not set up to be intentional, to show care, in exactly what you just said, those, whether that's stretching or pregame or postgame, then you need to look at how you're doing your practice schedule.
Yeah.
If we would say, hey, if my players feel and know that they are cared for, that I'm going to get peak performance, or at least a better performance. If we believe that, why in the world would we not build that in?
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, we've got to get this done today, and this done today, and this done today, that we kind of shuffle it to the side at times. The other thing that, you've talked a lot about, so answer this. You've talked about pregame and especially postgame kind of systems where part of showing care is in those high, intense, emotional moments, not saying or doing something that's really hard to recover from. Mm-hmm. And so you've done this work to show that you love and you care, and we're all human, we make mistakes. But then in that really intense emotional moment, oftentimes post-game, you say or do something that, man, you've taken away a lot of those credits you've built up on the care unit. Talk about that.
I'd say two things. One, I was transformed how I thought about post-game by one of our coaches here,
Okay.
who it was after a tough loss. I go out to listen to the post-game, and I thought the coach was just going to rip him. And they just had a system. You know, they did talk about a game-changing play, put up each other, go hug your families, we're done. And I went up to him afterwards. I'm like, it was a new coach, and I was like, I thought you were going to rightfully get after him. And he said something to the point of, I learned a long time ago that if I don't have a ritualized process after the game, I'm going to say something I regret that's not helpful. Mm. And I thought that was just profound.
Yeah.
So, and it was quick. So I think also kids are ready to be done after a game. The talking is mostly for the coaches. I think they may remember one point while it's fresh, but I'm a big believer in 2 minutes or less and get out. Because number one, they're not going to remember it anyway, so it's not helpful. And then number two, it keeps you from saying something that you're going to regret. And I joke, I still have to go back and apologize as an AD. But as a coach, I felt like once a week I was losing my cool and saying something I shouldn't have. Nothing crazy, but just not how I'd want to communicate, and going back and apologizing, because emotion gets the best of you. So putting things in place that keep you from saying something you can't take back, I think is important.
Coached almost 17 years, and this last year when you brought that to the table, putting that into effect, and I'm a guy obviously who likes to talk, it's been huge. Mm-hmm. The other part about a quick, emotional, intense conversation after is usually when you watch the film, and I ask our players all the time, hey, let's have a 24-hour rule, right? After a competition, if there's something you really want to talk about, and about the sport, let's give each other 24 hours. Because we're both competitors, we're both human. We'll probably, after 24 hours, probably a night's rest, we'll probably seem and feel a little bit different.